Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you two fairly newly released Chanel primers side by side. I'm going to put one on each side of my face. One of them is the one that hasn't been released in the United States yet, and that is the Le Beige's Healthy Glow Cream, and that is the one in rosy beige. But Chanel also recently released another primer as well. It's the Perfecting Makeup Primer. It has 30 ml of product, it is made in France, and it has a shelf life of 12 months from date of opening. The Chanel Le Beige's, the Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige, that is also made in France, and that has a shelf life of 12 months from date of opening as well. Now, although this one hasn't been released in the US yet, I have heard whisperings that it is going to be. When it will be released in the United States, I'm not too sure. Given that it is Le Beige's, maybe not till next year, but you never know. Chanel may surprise us and release it a little bit earlier, and I hope they do because it is a really beautiful primer. So I'll just take this one out of the box. Now, I got this one over a week ago, and I've been using this every day since I've got it, and I've used it with quite a few different foundations, and I really like this primer. And also recently Chanel released the #1 de Chanel. These are the skin enhancers. So technically they are primers as well, but because they are more of a real glow to put underneath your foundation, they could be used as a highlight as well. And being such a different product from these two, that I decided not to include them in this video. But if you want to take a look, I did a dedicated video on those, reviewing them. And also you would have seen from the title in this video that I'm also going to be doing a Chanel giveaway as well, and that'll be a bit later on in the video. So getting back to these two primers, this one here, this is $50 US, and this is called the Mattifier. It's also called the Perfecting Makeup Primer as well. They say, I've just written down a few notes so I don't read the full description on the website. They say this is blurring, it mattifies as well as moisturizes. It has a gel texture. It immediately minimizes the look of pores. And also note that this is fragranced as well. This one smells like, if you've ever tried skincare from the Hydra Beauty line, that's what it smells like. Just smells absolutely gorgeous. Now, the Healthy Glow Cream, I had a look at the Australian website because this was also available in Australia. I think it was sold out online there. And I worked out the price of that to American dollars, and this works out that this would be about 50 American dollars as well. This is in the travel size, just like those bronzers came out earlier this year. And the main points for this is that it is cream gel. They say it leaves a subtle rosy veil. It is luminous. It has wax and powders, and it has a mattifying effect. And this is also fragranced as well, although it is more just like other Le Beige's type of fragrance. It is different to this one. So I have done all my skincare. I did that earlier this morning. It's now around midday, and about 10 minutes ago I reapplied my sunscreen and just let that set down. Those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I am now 54 years old and I have oily skin. It is winter here now in New Zealand. So although my skin is still oily, it's not as oily as it is, say, in the middle of summer. So we'll take a look at this primer first, and I'll put a little bit on the back of my hand so you can see what it looks like. So they describe this as a gel texture. It is quite lightweight, and once I've rubbed it in, I don't think that you'll be able to see it. I'll put the other primer, the Healthy Glow Cream, on the side so you can see them side by side. This feels very smooth going on. It does leave a really gorgeous base for your makeup, and it has worked with all of the foundations that I've tried so far, and I've probably tested about at least 5 different foundations with this, and I think this is a fabulous product, especially those with combination to oily skin. So on the other side, I'll just take the Chanel Le Beige's, the Healthy Glow Cream, And this is what it looks like inside. You can see I have used quite a bit of this. This is a really beautiful primer. And I'll just put that on the side here. So the main difference with the formulation between the Healthy Glow, you probably can't see anymore between the two. The main difference between the two is that the L'Beiges one has waxes and powders in it. It leaves, I'm just feeling between the two now, they both do feel really silky smooth. And the newer one here, this Chanel one, they do say it is blurring and immediately it says minimises the look of pores. And while it does do that, it doesn't blur as much as this one here. And this also blurs to a degree any wrinkles that you have as well. This really is quite a magical formula, but this one does give a really gorgeous base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on the left side of my face, and I'm going to put the L'Beiges, the Healthy Glow Cream, on the side of my face and see if you can see a difference. And for the foundation over the top, I'm going to use the Chanel L'Beiges, the Water Fresh tint, because it is more of a sheer coverage, so you'll really get to see how these primers look. Now, was it last week? I think it was last Tuesday. I finally decided to get the red veins that I had through here addressed. So I went to a clinic, it's about 30 or 40 minutes away, and I had my veins here lasered, and all of them basically went straight away. It was just, it's quite magical, and it really didn't hurt at all. It's like, I sort of thought it was like flicking of a rubber band, but not hard, sort of like a very thin rubber band each time it went, but I didn't find it painful at all. And then I had a different type of laser on my sunspot. So this one here, through here and here as well. Now, initially, once you get laser for that, it goes a little bit darker. So you can see here, the pigment has gone quite dark, and that lasts for a while, and then it lightens. I might need a little bit more treatment on my sunspots, but so far it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I probably won't be able to cover this up very well. So first of all, I will put this primer on, and I just take out about that much, and this is just going to go on the left side of my face. So I'll just dot a little bit through here, and then I just rub it on. And as I was saying, this has a fragrance, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. That Hydra Beauty line from Chanel, I've used at least one or two of their products from that line. I'm just taking a tiny bit more, and the fragrance is just beautiful. So now that I've let that sit just for about 30 seconds or so, it has blurred the pores to some degree. It doesn't make any difference. I have a wrinkle through here, and it doesn't make any difference on that, but it does give a really beautiful finish. And before I put it on, my skin does have a bit of a glow because of the sunscreen, and that has mattified that down, but it's not a flat matte at all. It sort of is that interesting combination where it mattifies but still moisturizes as well, but it does leave a really lovely base. So now we'll go to the L'Beiges, the Healthy Glow Cream, and I either put this on using my finger or using a brush. And the brush that I use putting this on is one that is quite dense, shaped like that, but because I put the side on using my finger, I'll do the same with this one as well. So even this has that rosy finish. It doesn't give any coverage. It maybe evens things out a bit on my skin, but it's really not enough for me to wear it alone. But as a primer, this is a stunning product. Now, the only thing with this product, as I was saying, it is winter here in New Zealand and not summer. So I'm not too sure how this will perform in the warmer months. I still think, I've got a feeling it's going to perform really well. I'm just going to put a little bit more through here. So usually I just pick up a tiny amount each time with my fingers, and then just rub it in. But already I can see, so this side with the La Beige's Healthy Glow Cream compared to this side definitely blurs the pores more. This does to some degree as well, but also up here, it also has a blurring effect, and this is where I think this is quite amazing. It also blurs the wrinkle through here to some degree as well compared to that side. So in that way, this product is more superior than this one here, but this is still a really beautiful base. So I'm just going to let this sit for about a minute on my skin, and then we'll put the foundation on. So I'm just going to take a pump and about a half of the La Beige's the Water Fresh tint, and I just break up those little bubbles in there to release the pigment. And I'll start with the left side first, and I'm just going to use a brush to apply the tint, and there is quite a bit on the back of my hand, so I just dab into that every now and then. I've spoken about this La Beige's the Water Fresh tint before, but I think this is a really beautiful product. This evens out the complexion really beautifully, and it really is, if you want a no makeup look but still want some coverage and evening out of your complexion, then this is the foundation that does that. Now, this is no way going to cover this darkened pigment that I have at the moment on the side of my face, so I will add a little bit of concealer just over here and here. So I'm looking forward when that sunspot starts to lighten. I'm not quite sure when that's going to happen, but I'll be really excited if I can get rid of that altogether, and I probably should have done it ages ago. I thought it was quite a painless procedure to get done. Just going to tap just a little bit more on. And the other thing with this La Beige's Water Fresh tint, it's one of those products, when I very first used this, I put it on and thought, it doesn't do anything. And then it's about a minute or so, once I've been applying it, all of a sudden it just works its magic and just starts evening out the complexion. So I'm just going to, just the remainder that's left on the brush, just tap it over my lid, and I'm also going to put some under my eye as well. Then I'm just going to take a little bit more and go over my right side. So this is the side with the La Beige's the Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige. So this is the first time that I've tried these primers side by side. So we've got the La Beige's Healthy Glow, Rosy Beige, and this one, the La Beige's the Mattifying one. So it's really not much in them. Maybe the La Beige's Mattifying one, it does feel a little bit more mattified than the side here. I don't think you can really tell the difference just by looking at it, but when I touch it, this one just feels a little bit more mattified. But on this side with the La Beige's Healthy Glow, I think that my skin definitely looks more perfected than this side, although this is really good as well. So it is quite interesting. As I said, I'm not too sure how the La Beige's the Healthy Glow is going to perform with me in the summertime with my oily skin. I do think because this one it's a little bit more mattifying, I think it does give a really lovely look to the skin. It doesn't blur the pores and wrinkle like it does with the side here, but it still gives a really lovely finish. And the other thing with the La Beige's the Healthy Glow Cream is that because it has that rosy beige colour to it, although it doesn't really give me any coverage that I'd wear it by itself, but it does give a little bit, and I can see, and I'm not talking about the sunspot that you can see here. If I put my finger there and you can't see the sunspot, the coverage is a little bit better on this side than it is on that side there. But again, there's not really much in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back and give my final thoughts and also talk about the giveaway. So before I give my final thoughts on the two different primers, I'm now going to talk about the giveaway. The Chanel product that I'm giving away is the Chanel Le Beiges. It's the Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige. A while ago, I mentioned that I bought 2 backups of this, and I still have those 2 backups. And from what I could see, everything had been sold out in New Zealand. And then when I was talking to my Chanel SA probably about a week or 2 ago, I mentioned how good this product was. And she said, we still have a couple in stock. So I ordered this as well. And I am absolutely thrilled that I can give this away to one lucky person. So to enter this giveaway, you just have to leave a comment saying that you would like a chance to be able to win this gorgeous Chanel product. You also have to be publicly subscribed to my channel, and there's probably going to be quite a few comments left on this video, so I probably won't be replying to them all, but I will either leave a like or a heart so you know that I have acknowledged the comment. This giveaway is going to be open for 2 weeks, and that'll be from the date of uploading this video, but full details of this giveaway will be listed in the description box below. The one thing that I do want to mention is when a winner is selected, I will be posting it to my stories on Instagram and to my community page. There will be no other communication other than those 2 things, because I know with giveaways, scammers come in. So if you get a notification saying that you've won and it talks about a WhatsApp, that is not from me, and do not open it. So I'm just going to say it again. When the winner is notified at the end of the 2 weeks, it'll be posted on my stories on Instagram and on my community page. So good luck to all of those who enter. It is really a beautiful product. So now getting back to these 2 primers. So on the right side, I have the Healthy Glow Cream, and on the left side, I have the Le Beige, the mattifying one. Now that I've got all my makeup on, I really can't see that much of a difference. I still think the Healthy Glow Cream gives more blurring effect than this one. And I've had to go out and do a few things when I was applying my makeup. So it's been half an hour or more since I was last talking to you. So now when I touch my skin, just trying to see what feels more mattifying. So I did put on a light layer of the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder as well. And just slightly, I can feel that this side with this primer on feels a little bit more mattified than the side here. But really there isn't much in it. Now I should be wearing this face of makeup for probably just before I put this video up to YouTube tonight. So the time now is, it's about 1:45 in the afternoon. So I should be wearing this for at least 8 or 9 hours, possibly even 10 hours once the video goes up. I stay up later that evening and may take my makeup on after that. But what I'll do is I'll leave a pinned comment and let you know how this wore and whether I saw any further differences over the hours of wear. But as I was saying, this one's slightly more mattifying than this side, but then this side is a little bit more blurred than this one. So which primer do I prefer? Well, probably the Le Beige's Healthy Glow Cream, although like I was saying, I don't know how that's going to perform in summer. I really love this primer and I'm going to keep getting this. Even when this runs out, I'm going to get another one because I do think it is a really beautiful primer. The Healthy Glow Cream is just that little bit more perfecting than this one, but this performs really beautifully as well. If I had to absolutely choose, then yes, it would be the La Beige's Healthy Glow Cream, although when it comes to summertime, I might be wishing I'd chosen this one. So I'll probably always have both of these. I think both have a purpose and a place in my makeup collection and for bases under my foundation. They are both beautiful products, and it's really hard to know with the different types of skin. Even though this one is mattifying, it's not a flat matte, so I think this would work on all skin types, but then I don't have dry skin, so it's really hard for me to say. I do think this would definitely work on dry skin. This is great for all skin types, although as I keep saying, we'll see how this goes in the summertime for me, but hopefully it'll work beautifully like it is now. But this is really lovely too. So it just depends. Both are the same price point, and of course in the US you can't get this one yet, but as I was saying, I did hear a whisper that this is going to be released in the US at some stage. But until that happens, this is a really beautiful primer. So if you have been wondering about it, then I do recommend it. It is really, really lovely. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.